So, new Metroid game.
Well, you want to talk about Elden Ring?
Oh, right. Fuck, I
Literally,
forgot we didn't
literally
talk
the
about
first
that
thing.
last week.
Yeah.
Elden motherfucking ring.
Elden Ring.
It's real.
It's real. I'm so glad they finally decided to show us something. But not only did they show us that trailer, Miyazaki did like a massive interview. The website's just full of lore and shit, and like what the gameplay is going to be like. So
That's fucking sick.
we basically went from nothing to maybe a little too much.
So, are they doing like full story? Because I didn't read the interview. but-
Basically what they said is that basically George R.R. Martin did the entire story like himself, and they just kind of
built a game around it.
yeah, because normally what they do is they build the game and then they do the lore, but this time they basically they did the lore and then built the game around the lore.
Okay. And are they gonna do the part where they cut stuff so that way it's convoluted? Or
I believe so. Miyazaki really didn't get into that too much, but I think like the way he's kind of talking in interviews, this is Dark Souls 4, right? This is kind of just their most idealized version of it. Like they've basically been making the same game forever now. Like even before like Demon Souls and shit, they've been kind of making the same game. So, Elden Ring is just the next iteration of that, it seems. But you know, it'll have all the same stuff, but just kind of expanded for like an open world now. He said there's going to be like night and day cycles, you know, enemies just roaming. They showed off like this one enemy that apparently it's like it just roams the map and you can attack it whenever, and it'll have like it's like a convoy essentially of like a bunch of enemies, and two giants are like carrying around this massive box, and if you kill everybody, you'll get whatever's in the box.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so stuff like that. There's another one. There's like a giant castle. You see it in the trailer. It's like a giant castle with like with like legs walking around, and it's got like a bell underneath, which looks cool. It's crazy stuff. The straight up wolf guts. The armor looks damn near 1-to-1 with the berserk armor. And literally just put a wolf's head on top of them. It looks awesome. It looks like a really good game. The biggest thing I'm kind of not really worried about, but I'm kind of interested about, I guess, I'm ready to see is just how well the traversal mechanics with your mount work. Because you get like a weird horse goat thing that it looks pretty cool. It looks like you're going to be able to run around the map a ton really fast, and it's gonna have a lot of verticality like Sekiro did. In reading the interviews, it's very clear that like Sekiro is them just testing a bunch of shit, you know, just trying out some stuff that they were gonna put into Elden Ring.
A lot of the stuff they tested out looked like it worked pretty well.
It did, yeah. It was fucking awesome. It played so well. So I'm excited for this game. It looks good. It's like I don't know. Like I just
Did I hear right where they said they weren't gonna try to make it like hard? They were just gonna try to make it fun?
Not that they basically said it'll be the same kind of difficulty, but it'll be more easily manageable because you'll have more options to do stuff.
Okay.
I mean, there's so much stuff that they talked about. Like there's summons where you can like summon like you can take like an enemy and essentially capture them like a Pokemon kinda, and then you can use them to like summon against other like enemies and shit. And he said that sometimes there will be useless ones that are purely like cosmetic or just, you know, for whatever reason. There are the summoning for like NPCs to like help you out in battle and stuff is apparently a little different. Like apparently they're a little more integral than they were before. Like now they're like not specific to your build, but the ones you get will be more for your build. So if you have like a strength build and you want like some backup, you can get like a wizard summon in a certain place.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, he's told so much stuff about what the gameplay is going to be like and what their design philosophy was behind it. So if you're interested at all, I would hunt down this interview. I think he did it with IGN, I believe.
Okay.
So I would definitely hunt down this interview and read all that stuff if you're interested. The website has a bunch of the lore and stuff, where like a lot of the stuff's already been named, you know, stuff that was kind of mysterious before. You are a tarnished, which is the new thing.
Tarnished.
All,
Looking for the Elden Ring.
right, yeah. I want to talk about the story, but I mean,
The game needs to come out first.
yeah, the game needs to come out first. Like, there's a lot of lore stuff, but I'm not gonna try to be like, oh, well, it means this, and this is what's gonna happen, and oh, they're talking about this being this. Like, all that could just be horse shit at the end of the game, you know. So, wait for the game to come out. But yeah, Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
I probably watched the trailer like 25 times in a row.
Rightfully so. Dude, there's so much cool shit in that trailer, but yeah.
It's super hype.
It's exciting, but the only thing I'm kind of sad about is that, like, again, the gameplay itself was shot in a way that didn't look like gameplay, so it's hard to tell
how good some of that stuff is or how it works mostly, yeah. Because it's like all these weird angles and stuff, and yeah. But, you know, they're trying to sell a trailer.
The one ability that caught my eye was the one where he, like, the character, like, used a spell and, like, made his sword go, like, flamey or whatever. Like, he got, like, a giant sword.
Oh yeah, they had that in Dark Souls 3's Ring City DLC. Basically, it looks like the exact same thing. In the Ring City DLC, it was the like Aqueous dagger or something like that. And basically, it was a special art that made the blade on the dagger longer. That turned it into a real sword. Like, a lot of stuff in here is stuff that's
Already in other Souls games.
Oh yeah. Like the animation where the dude does the flip with the sword. You know, the backflip where he also cuts the guy. That's like a straight up weapon art in Dark Souls 3. But one of the things Miyazaki said is that now weapon arts are not weapon arts; they're just skills. So you can like mix and match them now instead of them being, you know, you have to have a certain weapon to do them. Now you can just mix and match your skills however you want, kind of like how Sekiro did.
Yeah, which is gonna be fucking cool.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be able to see some crazy shit.
And the one thing I was really happy about seeing is that you can sword and board.
Yeah, you could just continue to play it like regular ass Dark Souls, I'm sure.
Yeah, I saw them walking around with a spear and a shield, and I'm like, I'm happy.
Yeah, because for a bit in that trailer, I was like, none of these guys seem to have shields. Is this like a Bloodborne type game?
Yeah,
or
that's what it was looking
it's more about
like.
not getting hit than blocking. But yeah, I'm excited. And the rest of the internet is too.
Yes.
I will be
Yes.
excited up until you finish the game, and then I will hear all about its shortcomings.
Yeah, I mean, usually these games end up being so good, regardless, that even the shortcomings are like, you know, it's not that big a deal. It's Dark Souls. Work around it.
Yeah. I want to get really excited about this, but I'm just not yet.
Yeah, I mean, to be
heard
fair, it also kind of looks like more of the same. You know, a lot of the design philosophy is like, yep, this is how Dark Souls looked. So
this is a Dark Souls.
yeah, so but I mean, but again, like that art style is awesome, and it's future proof damn near because it always looks good, even when they don't update the models to have moving mouths and shit, and you know.
One day.
I mean, I could go without it. I don't really need it. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
I kind of like
it's-
that they don't, you know?
It's really not that big of a deal.
It kind of reminds you that Dark Souls is a fucking video game, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's more about the mechanics of the game than, like, lore or story or characters, you know? It's like...
It's not a movie simulator.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't need I don't need the characters to be all, like, you know, all, like FF fucking 15 level models and shit. I don't need that crap. I saw somebody complain about that on Twitter where they're like, Square Enix has models like this, and it's like the FF Origins and like FF14 models or whatever the fuck, and it's like, FromSoft still uses models like this, and it's like Dark Souls shit. It's like, who cares? I prefer the Dark Souls stuff sometimes to the Final Fantasy shit, because, you know, so it's like apples and oranges. You can't really compare them. You're not trying to do the same thing.
I was gonna say one of the big things about like Final Fantasy versus like Dark Souls is that when you start getting more and more realistic, even though it's still anime-esque, it starts becoming uncanny.
Yeah. It's really like, you didn't need to make it this realistic, because you're starting to forget that this is a fucking magical wonderland where dumb shit happens, and the characters are supposed to be fun. Instead, they got Final Fantasy Origins looking like, fuck, what was it? Somebody had, like, the perfect comparison. I can't remember what it was. It was like an old, shitty rock band. But, yeah, I mean, I ultimately, I'm gonna prefer probably FromSoft shit over, like, that Square Enix style, because the Square Enix style is just not interesting anymore.
I think in context, see, like, I agree and disagree, because, like, I really like how Final Fantasy 15 looks. And
Final Fantasy 15 is like to me is like the perfect kind of mixture of realistic while still keeping it like fantasy.
Anime-esque,
Yeah.
And, like, I think Final Fantasy 14 probably is best case scenario for an MMO, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's getting to the point where it still looks good on lower settings, so, like, you don't feel like you're missing much, and on higher settings it looks fantastic. But I feel like that you gain a lot when you play it as an MMO, and, like, when it comes to single player games, like, FromSoft's games never look bad, right? I mean, they look disgusting, but that's different. Like,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
yeah, and, like, I agree that, like, I think I prefer FromSoft stuff in the context of their worlds, because, like, their shit is dark and depressing and, like, fucking gross, but, like, in a good way, like in a polished way.
The characters are rarely ever wearing like gleaming, shining armor. It's always disgusting, cracked, broken, you know, old shit.
Yeah, they're fucking piece of shit, and they know it. Like, but, like, it looks good. Like, the combo looks good, and I'm down for that. But, like, if it's gonna be like a more vibrant world, I definitely prefer like the Final Fantasy look, if that makes sense. Like, it just depends.
Yeah, like that. I think the Final Fantasy look would be way better if they weren't constantly going through like these super muted colors all the fucking time.
Yeah, just fucking make it aggro as shit, bro.
Yeah. Like make it more like the old Amano arts. That's all super colorful and exciting to look at.
Make it like Final Fantasy 13, where everyone's just literally different shades of colors. Like,
yeah, I would
everyone
prefer
has
that.
white and like some other shade of color. Like, that's why that game looks still good still.
Yeah, I feel like maybe because of the backlash against 13 for various reasons, they decided to kind of like stray away from it design-wise.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing.
Well, it's like 15's cool because it definitely is more of a realistic, like, vibe.
Yeah.
Because all those, like, yeah, they're all, like, stylized and shit, but, like, for the most part, it's shit that you would wear if you were all, like, goth boys, you know?
Literally,
just,
like
all black.
And even like even that stuff, which is like still a little gaudy looking, the characters comment on how like kind of goofy their outfits are. Like, Noctis does not like wearing that shit. He says it all the time. He prefers wearing his stupid fishing outfit with the stupid like ball cap and like sweatshirt. You know, he likes wearing regular ass clothes.
Yeah. Well, it's like, and that shit's fun to wear sometimes, but like, yeah, I agree that it needs like more color. All right, let's move on from Elden Ring because we're gonna be here all day.
Right. Yeah.
But quick statement on MMOs though. Final Fantasy 14 just passed WoW in subscribers.
Wow, it finally happened.
Yeah.
Yep, it's taken down WoW.
I mean, I heard that was probably gonna happen because it's just, you know, barreling through with the numbers. So
it's also bigger in Asia, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, as far as like actual players are concerned, because there's still a fuck ton of gold farmers in WoW. But I'm surprised / not surprised, because Final Fantasy 14, kind of so far, the stories for each expansion have been getting better, and that has not been the case for a while for a few expansions. At least like general consensus.
Yeah.
You know.
And general consensus says it's
the stuff I hear about 14 is like almost never do I hear a negative thing about it. Like very rarely ever. And usually the negative shit I hear is just about the other players.
Yeah,
Mostly,
I was about to say.
you know, so it's like, but with WoW, I'm constantly hearing about something they fucked up, you know, or some gameplay element that's just not fun or whatever, what have you. So I'm not surprised that FF14, which is basically universally praised, is you know, drawing people in.
The other cool thing is that, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like Final Fantasy 14 is unique in terms of how it handles like raids and dungeons and stuff, because like it's smaller. Like 8-man raids I think are more common than 24-man raids, which I think is the biggest one right now. I could be wrong about that. But like with WoW you have like 40 people, so it's easier to like get a group of like 8 people going for a raid than like 24 or 40.
Like a massive one, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just a little bit more close-knit and like easier to play with just a couple of friends. Because like even getting, you can get like 3 friends together usually to play, so you have like a full group for Final Fantasy 14 for a light party. But like even getting 4 friends to play WoW is like kind of hard, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
So
I don't know, man. I used to be in the WoW back in the day, but I just dropped it because I just lost interest in MMOs in general. And then now that FF14 is out, I'm kind of getting that itch again, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I'm
I'm gonna play Phantasy Star. I'm gonna play Phantasy Star Online.
I kind of feel like FF14 is a little too deep at this point now for me to be like, excited about jumping into it, you know?
yeah.
As soon as my friend tells me the servers are fixed, I'm gonna go jump on Neo Final Fantasy Star Online 2, whatever it's called.
Well, yeah, I think it's just PSO2, right? Fantasy Star Online 2?
Yeah, if you Fantasy Star Online 2, Neo something.
Yeah, but yeah, I think, wasn't it like fucked up? Like crazy fucked up when it first came out?
It's still kind of fucked up, so I'm just waiting for my friend to go, it's no longer fucked up. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play now.
Well, you
Yeah,
might
It's
be
free.
waiting.
It's free as well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Final Fantasy for the first like 35 levels. Yeah, well, it's like, it's funny because Keon and I we're playing through it for a bit. We're taking a break now, but we finally made it to like the first expansion. And like the main story for like the original game relative to everything else is like not very good apparently, and like that shit drags as you get higher in the levels. But like as soon as the expansion starts, like so much crap happens, it's like not even funny. Oh my god, that game is like, if you just play it as a Final Fantasy game, like that game is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so what is this Soulja Boy thing?
Oh, it's just him being mad about his stupid little pocket thing. Because he's like, these articles is lying on my brand. You can watch the video if you want, but I just put it up there because I thought that was funny.
I'm trying to, but
yeah, he's basically because basically somebody was comparing it to just like a Nintendo
Switch.
emulator.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, man, it's different. My shit touchscreen. And that kind of shit. Two different cells, and yeah, like.
Oh my god.
But the shit he's saying has got people like, okay, someone's lying to this motherfucker. Like someone he's working with is not telling him the truth.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I get it. Well, I don't get it because I'm not a fucking multimillionaire. But like, were I to be one, and I was creating a product, like if they were like, yeah, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and then like you see it get released, there's no fucking way he didn't see the first one and be like, okay, this is exactly what I signed up for. You know,
Right,
like come on.
Yeah.
Like the first one, I can kind of get happening. You know, like someone lied to him and was like, yeah, we're gonna make like a, you know, something that people can play.
We just need your money.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, like
yeah.
I get that, but the fact that this is happening again, I'm just like, bro, like come on.
Like you might
Like-
just want to give up at this shit.
Yeah, like you know what's going on here. Like this is
Like,
not news.
He'd be better off trying to dev a game than getting this shit made.
People
Try to put
people
this
would
out.
fucking love to play a Soulja Boy game.
Hell yeah.
Especially if it's a mobile app that plays fucking Frank Bats on.
100%, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I just don't know why I don't know why he's wasting his time with this. I feel like
Fucking make Soulja Boy's music industry tycoon or something. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't get it.
Like he spent this time getting mad on Twitch about his shit when he could be like promoting some really good game right now, or not even really good, just fucking something goofy fun. But oh well, it's his money, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's talk
I
about
do
some
hope-
good news.
All right.
No, go
New
ahead. What are you
Metroid
gonna
game.
say? You're
No,
like,
no, fuck it.
it's just Soulja Boy.
Yeah, fuck it.
Hey guys, so Nintendo didn't show Metroid Prime 4 at E3. Oh, but
And
we
in
got
other news-
something way fucking better as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Metroid 5, Metroid Dread.
Metroid Dread.
I'm excited. To me, this won E3. You know, this is like, especially after Capcom showed like nothing, Square Enix basically showed nothing, Bethesda just showed, or like Xbox and Microsoft and Bethesda just showed like a bunch of, you know, just a bunch of games that are like, oh, that looks good. It's probably an indie game that'll be out in whenever the fuck, but nothing that got me super excited. Metroid Dread fucking woke me up though.
I was gonna say, like, this is just the old games, but with new coat of paint and like a different playstyle, obviously. But like,
Yeah.
same
that you
kind
could
of game.
Bitch slap people. That was cool.
What you see
But
me
like,
now?
Yeah, and
she
like,
can bitch slap people.
Oh yeah.
that shit is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's I don't know if there's one shot where like she's fighting a monster and she just kind of casually starts walking away from it and then she just like no look shoots it. She just fucking looks awesome in this. This game is being devved by the guys who made Strider, the new one that
Okay.
came out in
Oh,
like
okay.
2014.
That makes sense.
If you remember, I didn't really like that game. I thought it was okay. I just kind of thought it was a little, I don't know, underwhelming. Could have had a little bit more going for it. But now since this is a Nintendo game and Nintendo likes to keep their quality of shit up, I'm a little more, I'm a little more excited for this because it looks cool. It's another fucking Metroid game. It's a classic Metroid game. The continuation of the story for the first time in like, I think like 19 years, because this takes place after Fusion. It's the end of this character arc. It's got fucking incredible enemies that I'm already in love with. These weird Emmy robots that hunt you down throughout the whole game, kind of like
That Yeah, that thing looks really cool.
Yeah, it's super sick. I'm excited. I like the idea that, you know, it's pure running away from it, maneuvering around, which makes me excited for the maneuvering options, the movability options in the game, because that means, you know, you're gonna be able to jump and do all kinds of crazy shit and flip all over the place and grab walls, and I'm excited.
It looks like a very, very polished Metrovania, because it's a Metroid game.
Yeah, I think at first I was like, man, this kind of looks like, you know, I didn't know how to feel about the 3D, you know, but the kind of dynamic shots where, you know, she's walking around the facility a little bit more, and that kind of justifies it to me. Like that stuff looks really good. So
And there's like background elements that actually make it look like the world is alive almost.
right, yeah. Well, the thing is, a weird twist on this game is normally Samus is like the warrior in the tech suit fighting the gross monsters, but now post fusion, Samus is the gross monster. She's like fused with a X parasite now. She's like part mutant or whatever the fuck, and she's being chased around by a bunch of mechanical tech tech things. So yeah, it's a cool twist in the formula. I'm excited.
I too.
Deshaun.
I'll be super
Take
less
that
excited.
energy.
I'll be super less excited when we talk about some other stuff later, though, like Babylon's Fall.
I like that this is going back to like the 2D stuff, because like I was like, this Switch is not prepped to handle a like Metroid Prime game that's
yeah, like
coming
a
out this year.
first-person shooter, yeah, type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like I like the Switch. I love the fucking thing. No.
Just no, yeah.
Yeah, just no. And all right, should we move on to the next little bit?
Yeah. I mean, if that's all you guys got to say about Metroid, I will say I don't really like the design of her new suit, the red, white, and blue.
Okay.
I'm not really a fan of it. But I bet you'll get different colored suits at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I
because even in
never played a Metroid game.
really,
I played the first like 5 minutes of Metroid Prime 3, and I could not figure out what the fuck to do. So
Okay.
I put it down and never looked back.
I've never played a Metroid or a Castlevania.
oh man, well. For you,
But I've
Derek,
watched-
if you want to jump back into like Metroid at all, I'd probably start at Zero Mission because that's the one that's like the most. It's probably one of the it's one of the better ones for sure, but it's also like the most easy for newcomers. Because then like Fusion came out, and then it was very much not a kind of newcomer friendly Metroid.
Gotcha.
And
But
as
yeah,
for you, Cameron, I wouldn't even bother getting into Castlevania.
But yeah, I've watched speed runs of both games. I just never played them.
Speedruns of Castlevania annoy the shit out of me because then when I try them, I just get wrecked.
That's a fucking mood.
Actually, that's a lie. I have played a Castlevania game.
But was it like one of those 3D ones?
No,
Okay.
one of the 2D ones.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it was, but like, I didn't own it, so I just like played for like a while, and then
It's
was
probably
like, okay.
it might have been Symphony of the Night because that's like the best one. Well, people
I
say that's
I definitely need to play through Symphony Night. I have it on my PS3. I just haven't played through it.
I wish they would re-release the Aria of Sorrow games because those are really good too.
Yeah, that's
Those
what I heard.
are, but they're stuck on the fucking DS.
DS.
Yeah.
I played a bit of Lords of Shadows, and that was fun. It was more like fucking God of War than
Yeah, I
anything
was
else.
gonna
But
say,
it was
yeah.
fun.
Because they are literally like God of War rip-off games. Those like 3D Castlevania games.
Yeah.
But I don't hate those games, but again, they're kind of like Metroid Prime to me, where they have good stuff. They're fun. They're fun a lot of the time, but I just prefer my classic Castlevania Metroid experience. Ooh. So hey guys, Smash got a new
Hello.
character.
Oh, Wave Dash the character?
Yeah. Don't you mean the Shoto?
Oh my. So, as soon as I heard someone say that, I'm like, but he's a Mishima.
Right, exactly, yeah. Because I was like, I could see how you would mistake him for a Shoto, but
The equivalent of Shotos in Tekken are
the Mishimas,
that.
essentially.
Yeah, so that I can see why you would say
Because they have Dragon Punches and they have Tatsu, so I can see how you'd be like, yeah, man, they're Shotos, but they're not Shotos.
No.
They're
Akuma.
Mishimas.
Akuma's a Shoto.
Yeah. Ryu and Ken are Shotos.
Terry
Terry
even
is
is
Well, not really. Terry's not a Shoto. Terry's just Terry.
close.
Terry's
Yeah.
Terry's a King of Fighters character because King of Fighters kind of goes out of its way to make sure your Shotos aren't really Shotos, you know?
Yeah. Crack shoot!
Yeah. But yeah, so Kazuya got has been introduced into Smash. He joins the battle, and I think this is literally my favorite trailer because it made me laugh the hardest. Because literally, like, most of the characters he's dropping off the ledge are characters who aren't getting new games.
Yep, that is very true. Jesus. Yeah, that's so very true.
Like Captain Falcon, Pit.
Although Ganondorf is obviously getting new games.
Well,
but-
he's about to be in the new Breath of the Wild. It looks like.
Yeah.
But he kind of hasn't really been around for a while, except in like side shit. Who else? Like he threw Kirby off, and then Kirby of course floated back up because even when there's a long wait in between Kirby games, you're getting a fucking new Kirby game.
Yeah, not in.
sells so many fucking copies.
It super
I was gonna-
does.
I was gonna say until what's his name is not in the company anymore.
Sakurai, yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's his baby. He fucking created Kirby, you know?
Well, like the thing is that like Kirby doesn't sell to us. Kirby sells to kids, like
I mean,
younger kids even than.
But I
Mario.
like Kirby games. They're not like deep 2D action platformers or anything, but they're still decently fun.
A lot
fun
of
games.
people like us will buy them just because they like the IP and they don't care about the game. They're like, I'm not gonna play the game, but I'm gonna get the game, play it like the one time, and be like, all right, we're good.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like Mario, but no one even gives a shit enough to like say whether it's good or bad. They're just like, yeah, there was a fucking Kirby game. Who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
like everybody like kind of acknowledges and respects Kirby, but no one's like out here really trying to play a game except for Wooly.
Yeah, and even he's like,
Yeah, even he's not like, fucking throwing kids down the ground to get a first chance at the game. So, but yeah, so yeah, I like this ad. I like this introduction. Kazuya's, he just looks super cool. He's just gonna do Kazuya shit.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually learned today. I did not know this, but Kazuya, Jin, and like Kazuya's devil form are all JoJo references.
oh really?
Yeah,
Of course they are.
like the little bumps or whatever on Jin and Kazuya's gloves are based on Star Platinum's fist things. When some of Devil Kazuya's forms, like the alternate forms for Devil Kazuya, look just like Star Platinum.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Jin looks like Jotaro, and he has his voice actor is Dio.
And
Ishin
on top
Chiba.
of that, they both love but hate their mom.
Yeah, and both characters have like really fast like punching moves where they just rapid fire punches. Yeah, it's super weird. Like I didn't even think about it, but looking at it now, it's like, yeah, these two characters totally are massive JoJo references. But yeah, Kazuya, he's here to kill your favorite character.
Honestly, like I'm looking at some of the responses to this, and it's like people are just pissed.
Good.
It's Kazuya.
I'm happy it's not yet another fucking sword guy, or like it's like an anime sword boy or some shit, or but it's another fighter, which I can see them getting annoyed with. But hey,
Why?
Let me just read this really quick, so that way
Alright.
you guys can understand the stupidity that I'm looking at because it's fucking Twitter. So stupid, why waste a character slot on a character in one of the worst fighting games created? My pubes would have been a better DLC character.
One of the worst fighting games ever created.
Like, are
The
you
number
fucking
2
kidding
fighting
me?
Game. Yeah.
Yeah, like, like I understand that like this isn't what they wanted. Like, I never would have put Kazuya in Smash. Who gives a shit?
I
But,
probably
like,
wouldn't have either, really.
But like, one of the worst fighting games ever created. Like, no, just
Yeah,
no.
like, you're just
It's
not
literally
living in reality
the
at that
best
point.
3D fighter on the planet. Like,
Yeah.
straight up, it's literally
Yeah.
the only one in contention.
Yeah. But
And, like-
when people are mad at some shit, they'll be like, no, it sucks though.
I don't get the rage and anger for seeing a new character in a game, any game, like not
Yeah.
just Smash. Obviously, it's the most for Smash, but like,
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
even when they announced like anime sword boy number 5,000, I'm like, whatever. I'm neutral.
it's like hip hip hooray for the people who wanted this.
Right.
It's because they're
Alright.
fucking weird ass like Gino still isn't in Smash, like
Right,
that kind of
yeah.
shit. Like, honestly, you know
Like-
what I would like to see in Smash? Sora.
I wanted Shantae.
I would like to see Travis Touchdown or Wonder Red or
Wonder Red
fucking-
would be cool.
Actually,
what's his
Travis
face? Beautiful
Touchdown
Joe.
would be fucking sick.
Beautiful Joe would be even better.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
cool, and I think that what they're trying to do with this is like legitimize Smash in the fighting community. You know?
Yeah, it's like for years Smash players wanted Smash to be taken seriously as a fighting game, and now it's got fighting game characters. They're fucking annoyed. They're mad.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I think a lot of the hate probably comes from the casual players.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because like Smash has just it's like Smash and Dragon Ball have like the biggest casual player
I was
base.
gonna say, yeah, like the biggest pool of casuals.
Yeah. Not that that's, a bad thing.
It's
but
not, but it shows, like, your fan base will then have, like, a large percentage of people who don't really get what the fuck they're talking about.
yeah, it's like when it comes to Power Rangers, people are just happy the game is still getting support. Like,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, conflict.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
no, it's just casuals don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, you can see this in League, you can see it in Valorant, you see it in Dota. Like,
Right, yeah.
they say shit that they see parroted from somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about and lose all nuance in the conversation.
Right, yeah. They, like, just... They don't understand what the guy was saying, so then they kind of just apply it to whatever situation, without realizing, like, actually, it doesn't work here, stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's cool. Like, cool.
I hope he's busted, and I hope he pisses people off even more.
I hope he's not busted, but because of his movement, he's busted.
He's gonna be busted, yeah.
Yeah, he's
that's
not like
what-
busted damage wise, but just because of how he works.
Yeah, I just want him to be like in the hands of a master. It's like the most egregious shit in the world, but anyone else is just like,
Just trash,
this character sucks.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I love when there's stuff like that because you're just like, oh, this character's broken. Look at all these people who play him and just like body everybody, and then you see like, you go to play and you're just like, how do they do any of this? Because I hate when something's really good but it's easy. Like if it's really good and it's hard as fuck to do, but like you can do it consistently, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
let it rock.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
So there's this Xbox was throwing mad shade at PlayStation apparently.
Phil Spencer specifically, he was basically just saying like, we're the only people shipping games on console, PC, and cloud simultaneously. Others bring console games to PC years later, not only making people buy their hardware up front, but then charging them a second time to play on PC.
I mean, I agree that just bring it to PC, but like,
There's a marketing move in having it come out on your console first, and then having it come out on the PC.
well, the other thing too is that PlayStation does have PlayStation Now,
Yeah.
which you can play on PC. Like, it's just one of those things.
It's just not very good.
There is nuance to this argument,
Yeah.
but he's hitting a nail with like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of like auxiliary stuff that's being thrown out here, where it's just like technically you're right, but like this requires a lot more nuance than this, and I don't like how this is. This is just confrontational.
Exactly.
Like,
He's just trying to dunk on Sony and shit at this point, like Sony and Nintendo at this shit. Like,
Yeah.
he's probably we've been gassing him up a little bit, him and Microsoft up and Xbox about their business practices lately. So I'm just kind of surprised he's like, all right, let's take it to the next level. Let's fucking go right for the fucking jugular.
Yeah, fucking because of Drowning in Pools podcast, our
Right,
right,
yeah.
immensely.
Yep.
It's like, you know
But-
what? These three guys have given me the confidence to say, fuck you, Sony.
Yeah, and like I do agree with the point that like I would love to see Sony release stuff, or at least like if they want to release shit for their consoles first, cool. But like give us a
Yeah.
release date, like September.
like, and his
for
his
whatever,
point
and
that bring console games to PC years later. Yeah, that it sucks that they make PC players wait so fucking long to get a PC game. To get like a Horizon Zero Dawn or Death Stranding or some shit on PC, right?
yeah.
So yeah, like I agree. Like people shouldn't have to wait forever for a game that's essentially already out that you just refuse to put on PC. But at the same time, that's part of the marketing strategy to get people to buy PlayStations.
Yeah, well, okay, so like I agree, but also,
But also,
like this is one of those things where it's like if you have people who really, really want to play your game and don't own your hardware, they are just going to emulate it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so
They're not
like
gonna give a
you're
shit.
just, I think at this point in the like gaming ecosystem, if you don't release on PC, or at least like give a PC release date at the same time as a console release date, like doesn't need to be the same time. If you want to release on console first and then wait like 3 months or 6 months or whatever,
Yeah.
like give us a date, and then like I think that's fine. But like, the only people that you're losing, or the only way that you're like, the only people that are gonna actually pay for a PC port are honest people. If people really want to play your game, they will pirate it.
Just look
You know?
at Nintendo games. Nintendo games are probably the single most emulated fucking games ever, because they're locked. They're locked on fucking systems, old systems that nobody either owns or wants to fuck with. So people are like, fuck it, I got a Game Boy Advance emulator. I'll just run the game through there.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, I agree, but also not quite as harshly.
Yeah.
And the worst part is that they can do this shit now too. And I do think that we're gonna see them push more for this shit. Like, I don't think there's gonna be as big of a release gap between like Horizon Zero Dawn and its PC port and Death Stranding and its PC port. I think we're gonna start seeing stuff be released more like rapidly.
Simultaneously.
Yeah, like closer to the original release date of the console version.
Yeah, well, it's like even like Resident Evil's been doing it on PCs and like now too. So I think it's just one of those things where like there's been a big shift in the ecosystem. People realize that consoles are not the main way that people consume video games anymore.
Yeah. Because it's not like Sony isn't doing PC stuff at all, So it's just that Phil Spencer and Xbox were doing it kind of first, so now they're swinging their dick around like, look at us, we were here first, we're the hipsters of the shit.
We got this on lockdown.
Yeah.
Except the Master Chief Collection took how many fucking years
Right, exactly.
to get onto PC? We have a number of episodes where I'm bitching about this. Like, they are not fucking fresh and free either. Like, oh
Right.
god.
And bring Fusion Frenzy to the PC, you idiots.
Fucking, it had Xbox Live. We know it could go on the internet.
If they brought back Fusion Frenzy, it would probably blow the fuck up and be like an Among Us level hit. That is a Twitch. Yeah, that is a Twitch game right there. Especially if they priced it at like $5. Right. Yeah.
Like, I'd buy the shit out of that for $5. I wouldn't buy Among Us for $5, but I'll buy Fusion Frenzy.
That's so true. I still haven't even considered buying Among Us for $5. I'll wait for like a sale or something. I'm sure it is.
Town of Salem's also a lot of fun.
It got some sort of Among Us got some sort of update for E3, I guess. So
yeah, it did.
Apparently, people are still playing it.
Yep. I got it for free on Epic Games a couple weeks ago.
Are people still playing Fall Guys?
Yes,
I think so.
They must.
Yes.
They were probably so shitty that fucking Among Us blew up when it did. They were like, that was our shine.
Yeah.
It was.
It's so weird because those games aren't even really super similar at all. The only thing that's similar is just the multiplayer aspect and the fucking over your your friends.
I think like the 2 or 3 biggest things was the trying to get into groups right at the start was the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Connecting was an issue and cheating was bad. And then not talking about how the cheating people went to cheating land until like 4 months after it happened. Probably was a big hit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, why would you want to play Fall Guys if you know everyone's going to be cheating?
Right, yeah, like when people found out they were in cheat land. And I believe some people were being sent to cheat land even when they weren't cheating just because they had like a fucked up setup for whatever reason. Like they had something else running in the background.
Gotcha.
Or like
I didn't hear about that, but
their connection would fuck up, and they would end up in the cheaters box.
I think it's hilarious that the cheaters box was a thing when like people start getting pissed that other people were cheating while they were cheating.
Right, yeah.
Well, it's one of those things that like people, if you're cheating, like you don't think like, well, obviously if I'm cheating, other people could be cheating. You think like, they're just like, I'm the only one cheating. I'm the only one who gets to win. And when they don't immediately win because fucking they're pieces of shit, they're like, oh, like this is ridiculous. Like who, what, why? Like fuck those people. Honestly,
do you remember when I think it was Overwatch when they were banning the fuck out of cheaters?
Back when they cared, yeah.
And there was like the forum posts of everybody being super butthurt about getting banned for cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it was fucking hilarious. I want more. I want to see that stuff for like for fucking Fall Guys and shit.
That's the
Being
weird
mad that their
thing,
accounts
like-
are banned.
Yeah, why the fuck are you getting upset that your account is getting banned when you do something that's against the rules? It's like being
Right.
upset that you get arrested for like smuggling cocaine into the country.
Right, because like it's one thing if you cheat and go, they got me, you know.
Yeah.
But if you cheat and then go, well, fuck you, you shouldn't ban me because I was cheating. Well, then you're a piece of shit.
Okay, let's move on from this flame war to a different flame war.
To a weird one. Quantic Dream doesn't make games for fags, says David
Like-
Cage.
I really, really, really hope that this was like
Taken out of
an
context?
interview. I really hope that this was an interview that was taken like 15 years ago.
No, this was said in like
No, this
like-
was recent.
No.
this is like a
No,
court
I
case
don't
from
wanna
the
hear
last
it.
couple of years. Yeah,
God damn it.
I'm trying to see
mean-
when exactly he said it, but let's see, because it's during the legal things. Yeah, it doesn't really say when he said it. It just says like they started being investigated in 2019. But I'm guessing during like the legal proceedings. Let's see. Let me just read the article. According to the site Solidaris Informatique, David Cage was visibly in tears as part of legal proceedings between Quantic Dream and Le Monde and Mediapart before making his statement. Cage was stammering in tears, exclaiming, "You interfere with my business," before leaving the courtroom. Fleeing from the defense lawyer's plea, reads a translation from Solidaris. It is obvious it was difficult for him to talk about honor when we mentioned a list of remarks he had made in public. Remarks such as, "Anyway, in my games, all women are whores. In the open space, there is a lack of tits." Or, "At Quantic Dream, we don't make games for fags."
Man, it's such like that's just so harsh to say like in general, but goddamn, like
Well, and I mean, if you play his games and you
Yeah.
kind of look at the shit that's happening in his games,
yes,
you kind of go, "Yeah, I can see that he's this type of guy." Especially after like the original accusations came out about how shitty it was working at Quantic Dream because they were all a bunch of unprofessional assholes and sexist, racist pieces of shit. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I'm a little gassy today, guys.
oof.
I have a feeling I'm going to be that in a couple of minutes because I definitely ate a Burger King before the podcast started.
Nice. But yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there that Quantic Dream doesn't make games for fags, according to David Cage. So in case you were thinking about ever buying another Quantic Dream game, consider your sexual orientation first.
Like,
Or just consider
don't.
that he's a terrible person, because
yeah, just don't.
just don't.
But like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like the James Gunn stuff where like if this was back in like 2005 and the social climate was different,
Nobody would care.
well, they would still absolutely care.
There would be little tiny groups of people being like,
No, so
"This
it's
is
just
bad. He shouldn't have said that." But it wouldn't have been about like all the other horrible shit he's done and said. It would have just been about the fact that he said fags.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just stop saying it now. That'd be fine.
No, I don't. I'm not going to.
Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like if it was, I was hoping that this was something that got dredged up from a long time ago when it was more common, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because like,
Because in the case with what's his face, where he was making all those weird jokes about children and all that shit, you know, that was a long time ago, and yeah, that was back when people were kind of more allowed to just say shit openly like that, you know. But
also,
yeah.
have you actually seen the tweet that he got like,
which one?
canceled over?
Yeah, it was like I saw it like when it first happened. It was like a while ago.
I was watching something about it, and it was just like I saw the actual tweet, and the person made the point that like, if you think this is sexual in any way, you're the one making it sexual.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, they kind of are. Like, Dude,
And
I hate
you think
people.
about it, like I'm pretty sure I've tweeted like worse shit on any given day. So it's like
I can guarantee you have.
yeah, like some of the shit that people get canceled for, I'm like, that's it's not really all that big a deal, really. He just said some stupid shit, maybe, but no need for everybody to be mad. Just go, that was some dumb shit, and then move on with your life.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where it's like, specifically in that case, it was like, he didn't say like, you know, I want to do horrible things to a child. He said the water pressure is so low, it feels like a 3-year-old peeing. It's like, if he's a dad, he's absolutely, had to deal with that.
Wait. He got canceled over that?
Yeah, because he said...
Well, there was also some other stuff, too.
There was some other stuff, but like...
Okay.
The main one that's always quoted is the 3-year-old peeing one.
Yeah.
I see.
Because
yeah,
anytime people think about children and genital areas, everybody gets all freaked out and weird.
They're like, you must be a pedophile. If it's like, no, fucking kids have weak bladders. Moving on. Like, God. Okay,
Yeah.
this just makes me sad. Like, I just want to move on.
What a nightmare.
What?
Oh, so that game that you didn't like the ending of is getting a sequel.
Yeah, that game I did not really like at all.
It's getting a,
It's getting a sequel and
a
a
characters.
prequel that would I think had already come out in Japan is now being ported over here. So, hey man, hopefully people who enjoy. I only really put this on here because, hey, it's still like a beautiful looking game. People still really like it. You know, it's still like got something there. I just personally did not like it, and I'm hoping that a sequel and maybe this prequel will be better. You know, same way I wanted Indivisible to potentially get a sequel and improve on all the things that were shitty. You know.
Yeah.
So hey, so if anybody is interested, River City Girls 2 is coming out in 2022, and Zero is coming out in 2021. So
Cool.
all right, next. Okay, next up is an article about Pal Worlds. But before
what
we
the
begin, have either of you watched the trailer for this game?
I haven't
No.
watched the full trailer.
Watch
but
the trailer.
I've
Alright,
heard
hold on, watch
about. I've heard about said Pal World.
Yeah.
Oh, that opening is just Breath of the Wild.
Wait for it though.
Wait for it.
I'm just kind of confused, honestly.
Keep watching. Because, you know, it's just like Pokemon, right? You know,
Oh my god. Wait, no. Wait, hold on. Go back to the Industrial Revolution. What the hell just happened? Wait, is this a real game?
Yeah!
What the fuck? Like, giving the wolf belly rubs is like a little weird, but like whatever. And then like, oh my god, what the hell?
They got like little animals building guns in a sweatshop.
The fact that the animal was crying, like the Pokemon was crying.
Literally taking a bullet for you and crying in pain.
Like, bruh.
Like, it's so like sudden because it's like just a regular Pokemon, you know, type game, and then like 35 seconds hits and they're just shooting at a motherfucker with fucking rifles and shit.
Like, I don't even necessarily find that that's like super I can't remember the word, but like out of place, because it's like, okay, third person shooter with some like,
But in this
Sidekick.
adorable Pokemon game, they just
yeah,
whip
like-
out M16s and force them into like slave labor to make more.
okay, yeah, that's the part that's weird.
The part that got me was this fucking slave labor, and like the fact that they were crying while like spinning the poles.
Right,
I'm like,
it's
oh.
like there's the flip is so sudden, and like it makes you think like, what kind of fucking weird game is this? I'm excited for
I
it. I'm
kind of need to
definitely
play
gonna
this
play
now,
this.
actually.
I am 100% gonna play this.
Hold on. Let me just read a quote off the very top of this article that you put. Pal World is a game about living a slow life with mysterious creatures, Pal, or throwing yourself into life and death battles with poachers. The next line is, you can make pals fight, breed, help with farming, or work in factories. You can also sell them off or even slaughter them to eat. That, however, is forbidden by law.
Like,
Not
it's,
forbidden by game. It's
right?
not-
Yeah,
You can't do that
can
in
do
the
it
game.
in game. Yeah.
It's just, you're going to be an outlaw. This is literally RDR2 mixed with Pokemon, and I think I love it.
That's awesome. I think that's awesome because you basically, yeah, you get to play both like Team Rocket and regular Pokemon traders. If you look at some of these designs of the pals, these are just Pokemon. Like,
Slightly altered Pokemon.
yeah,
They took
like
Pikachu-
legally distinct.
Yeah, they took Pikachu and made him big.
There's
Yeah. There's a freaking Prinplup. There's a Prinplup right here on the fucking thing.
there's a fucking Rosalia right behind him.
Yeah.
There's a what's it called?
There's that sheep.
The Piplup.
Motherfucker.
That's what he just said.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I did choose the wrong evolution though. You're right. It's a Piplup, not a Prinplup. Prinplup is the second one.
Oh, I didn't even know what the second one was called. My bad.
No, it's okay.
I don't know
Well,
Pokemon.
The only reason I know is because the final evolution is called Empoleon, and it's like
Yeah.
the best fucking Pokemon that came out of anything past the first 3 gens.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
That motherfucker is so cool, and he's not in Pokken. What the fuck? Do you know how cool an Empoleon would be? In Pokken, you just go around slapping people with your fucking like fin spikes.
Giant flippers, yeah.
Oh my god, it's not
Either
even just
that-
flippers.
either that or,
There's
like-
spikes coming out of the flippers.
Cause
He just impale a motherfucker.
It really should have either been Empoleon or what was it called, Samurott, the fucking one from I think Black and White, where it had like the swords in its arms, like the giant like samurai sword. It was clearly awesome and really good for a fighting game, but they didn't use it, so whatever. But yeah, so buy Power World, I guess, if you want to kill the fuck out of cute, adorable little Pokemons.
And you want to go dynamite fishing with his electric Pokemons.
Right? So weird. That's so
Oh, sorry.
We are absolutely
Pals.
playing this game.
pals,
Electric
right?
Pals.
So we're buying this game when it comes out, right? And
Oh,
playing it
yeah.
on stream.
I'll-
We're gonna do a fucking drowning in
Well,
pools. let's play.
it's multiplayer, yeah. So
Yeah, definitely. Then.
hell yeah.
This looks like, honestly, this game looks like the combination of like Minecraft, Slime Rancher, and that fucking Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet game that I keep going back to every like 6 months. So you know what? Fuck it, I'm in. Like, I'm down.
Yeah, because I feel like this is like the kind of thing that would be like an April Fool's joke. You know, like someone makes a very obvious Pokemon parody, but then also you can shoot, murder, and like enslave all the Pokemon.
Yep. Again, fuck it. I'm
Fuck
down.
it, I'm down.
Like,
All right. Moving on.
Moving on.
So follow up to an old story. The Atari VCS Retro console gets its long-awaited retail release.
I have actually seen the video that's on the page. I saw
yeah.
it when it came out. Yeah, because I follow Linus Tech Tips. But I mean, like, it seems like it works, you know, and it functions.
Yeah.
There's not like it does basically what it says. But also, it does have a PC like function. It's not
I was gonna
anything,
ask,
you know.
is it like nothing special really? Is it because that's
Yeah,
what we
I
were
mean-
kind of like. Ultimately, this is what that will be used for, like being a sort of mini PC as opposed to being an Atari console.
Yeah, it is one of those things where it's like, it does have, like, it's essentially like a kind of mildly underpowered laptop.
Oh Jesus!
But it's fine. Like, for
Yeah.
everything I've seen, it's fine. And like, if you have it to run, like, you know, like Steam Link or something like that, or like if you just have it not as a gaming thing but just as like a little media thing for your, like, I think it's totally fine. And like, honestly, $300 in this fucking day and age where like graphics cards go for like 2,000, like, fuck it.
Right? Yeah.
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 Like, I'm down.
I think ultimately because it's so fine, this will probably just fade into obscurity. and people
I
will
actually
never
kind of
talk about
hope
it.
that
But-
I kind of hope that it's like a sleeper hit where
Yeah.
like we don't see numbers, but it's made enough to where like people kind of do this, because like if you can get PC stuff in like consoles and shit, like, fuck it, like, you should.
It'd be cool to see like a bunch of old like retro consoles come back as mini PCs. It'd be cool to have like a Jaguar or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm gonna need a pause really quick. I'll be right back.
Go for it. Well, he's doing that. Man, yeah, the next story is Babylon's Fall. So disappointing.
I just watched like the trailer for it. I'm just like,
Did you watch the original trailer for it?
No, watching the Square Enix.
All right,
20...
we'll get into the original trailer for it and
Okay.
why this is extra disappointing.
Gotcha. Because I'm watching this. I'm like, I can see this being okay if it's like just like a Diablo.
Well, do you remember Godfall?
Yes.
It's that basically.
Oh, it was supposed to be that, and it wasn't.
No, it's just going to be like that.
Oh, okay.
That game that we were constantly like, yeah, this is going to go nowhere and do nothing and
Like-
do nothing.
Yeah, because Godfall, I was saying that it was like Godfall looks cool, but it's just it's one of those games where like it'll be cool to play, but like it won't leave an impact.
All right. But guess what? It wasn't even cool to play, so it couldn't even live up to your lowest expectations.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No worries.
All right, so next story up:
Babylon.
Babylon's Fall.
All right.
Co-op action game Babylon's Fall finally gets a gameplay trailer.
Let me go watch the 2019 one if I can find it.
So it shows the Babylon's Fall got announced, back in like 2019, I think. Well, maybe I think even earlier than that.
Oh. I see the issue.
Yeah.
All right, so Babylon's Fall 2021 is garbage.
Told you. Okay, so Babylon's Fall is a Square Enix Platinum joint. It is a 3D action game. They announced it back in like 2019, I think. I think they actually announced it back in 2017, but they didn't really show anything until like 2019.
Yeah.
And when they showed it back in 2019, it actually looked pretty cool. It looked like it was going to be a cool, fun, almost like Platinum Dark Souls game in a way.
So I think I know what happened. It was set to be a single player game.
Well,
and
hold on,
was-
hold on. Let me
okay.
get to it.
Okay.
So the new trailer of Babylon's Fall showed us a bunch of new gameplay that did not look great, and then we found out that it's a live service multiplayer game. All right, go ahead, Cameron.
So this game looked hype as fuck. And I'm watching the 2019 trailer, and I'm like, okay, there's one dude on the screen. He's fighting a handful of enemies at a time, and he's doing a lot of cool shit.
Yep.
Switch to 4 people playable on screen, still fighting only a handful of enemies. Those enemies don't react to your hits at all, or like have impact at all, or I honestly think that might be the main difference.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just like when you hit somebody in a single player game and the impact they have versus God.
Yeah, it just does.
Oh,
it is a downgrade. Also,
is a-
like visually, it doesn't
Visually
really
down-
look as good either.
and you're slower too, and
Yeah.
not doing nearly as much. Also, the funny thing is that I'm gonna post the video I'm watching in the docket or in the group chat. But so the trailer they put like I'll just place it, but for the video, the first part where it's showing the 2019, it's showing like someone who's decent at rapping and good music, and they switch over to the 2021 and they put someone doing like at home rapping. It sounds terrible. Oh. Take a look at like just watch up to like 30 seconds.
Like, this is definitely like the biggest disappointment for me of E3 because I was like, because everybody was basically like they're not going to show a lot of the stuff we want. I think I saw someone like, hey, maybe they'll show like Scalebound or Bayonetta 3. I was like, why would the fuck would they show Scalebound? It's fucking dead as fuck.
Bayonetta 3 is going to stay in limbo forever.
Bayonetta is 3. Bayonetta's 3. Bayonetta was killed in her trailer. There is no game. Die. Wow. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. That's basically exactly it, yeah. But, But yeah, and we can talk about what Kamiya said not too long ago, like yesterday or the day before. Because he was talking about Bayonetta 3 a little bit too. But, fucking Babylon's Fall went from being like a super fun-looking, like, epic action game made by Platinum and Square Enix to companies that have some pretty decent pedigrees. At least when it comes to action.
Yeah. The game, the 2019 trailer shows what looks like a action beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Which is not quite a beat 'em up, but I guess would you consider Devil May Cry a beat 'em up game?
Stylish.
I mean, yeah, it's just stylish action game.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, like this. That's basically just what this is like a 3D stylish action game, and but it's like, yeah, it just does not look fun to play. It's so disappointing.
It
just
looks
everybody
so stiff.
I kept saying everybody be on the lookout for Babylon's Fall. Like that old trailer looked pretty cool. I'm excited for it, and then they show this. I feel like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So disappointing. Yeah, it's just bad. And this is like now becoming a trend with Platinum, where the stuff they're showing off becomes less and less exciting the more they show it.
We start running out of money. I'm sorry.
Like they have that mobile game that like people like they announced they were coming up with the game, and then it was like that mobile game, and people were like, "Well, what the fuck?" And then like like a million years ago they announced Bayonetta 3, but there hasn't been a peep about it except for us to stop waiting for it, stop thinking about it.
Did they buy the rights back for Bayonetta 3? Is that what happened?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. Because I'm pretty sure it's still gonna come out on the Switch. Because Bayonetta 1 and 2 came out as a collection on the Switch.
Yeah.
Which I have and still haven't played.
You should. They're good games.
I know. I just, you know me.
Yeah. But yeah, like Bayonetta 3 has just been kind of missing. They kind of soft announced like that superhero game a long ass time ago. That's just been kind of quiet on. So people were like getting worried. They're like, "Where's Bayonetta? Is it just dead? What's the deal?" And so Hideki Kamiya came out in like an interview or whatever, or I think it was like rumors or something about him basically saying he's getting frustrated with people talking about Bayonetta 3 like it's not in development or it doesn't exist. And it's like, don't be frustrated at the fans, motherfucker. Be frustrated at yourself for putting out a trailer 3 years ago when you had nothing to show.
Yeah.
That shit irritates the fuck out of me when they're like, how dare you be excited for this thing, that we showed you 3 years ago and haven't told you anything about. Like, people just want to see something. They want to know that your game is okay and doing all right, especially in this climate where games get canceled out of nowhere.
Or even if it's not doing okay or all right, we just want to know what the state of it is.
Right. Like, even Nintendo, when fucking CyberConnect was fucking up the new Metroid Prime 4 game, they came out and were like, yeah, the game's not up to our standards, so we're redoing it.
Yep.
And everybody was, and everyone was like, okay, cool.
For the most part, they're like a little bitching here and there, but like, yeah. And then like even now they're like, hey, look, it's still not quite ready to be shown off yet, but here's this other game that is ready.
Here's Metroid 5. Like if they were like, yo, Bayonetta's gonna take a long ass time, so here's Bayonetta Forces or whatever the fuck. Here's like a weird side game that'll keep you tied over for a while.
Or here's some lore dump, or like here's
literally anything. Go on the website and let us know what characters are coming back to at least tell us that the game is alive in some way. But like, of course, people are going to start getting worried about your game when you aren't saying anything about it. You're getting increasingly mad every time somebody brings it up, making people real suspicious. Because Scalebound went through the same shit where it was hell, we got more from Scalebound and it ended up getting canceled anyway. We got fucking multiple gameplay trailers, So of course people are going to be worried about Bayonetta 3, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, think about your fucking business moves instead of being mad at everybody else. Of course you're gonna get this reaction when you show people something and then tell them they can't fucking have it.
Especially when it's something they want.
It's just something they really want, you know? Like
Yeah.
like Bayonetta fans aren't just some fucking fly-by-night flavor of the week motherfuckers. They stuck with Bayonetta for years. You know? So it's like yeah, it's just aggravating to hear it, like game devs say that kind of shit. Like Harada being all dismissive of
About rollback.
like rollback and shit and being like just wait till your infrastructure is better.
Well,
And
I
it's
mean,
like-
to be, on playing devil's advocate, Harada does have rollback in his game. It's mixed
Yeah,
code.
it sucks.
It's
It's
not
fucking
good.
shitty. And he could easily make it better. Easily.
Yeah, like
But he just refuses to. Because he doesn't want to use somebody else's netcode. And he's like, well, netcode in Japan is fine. He's literally
Yes.
those guys who, when
Works
you
for
look
me.
up shit, yeah, works for me.
for
Netcode in
me.
Japan is fine. It's just, yeah, you know, and he acts like it's not his job to fix that.
No.
American
No,
infrastructure is not going to fix. It's not
he's-
going to write itself to fucking so you can play Tekken.
He's not one of the guys who says works for me. He's one of those guys like, man, we have a problem. Oh, and like I have this exact problem. Oh, I fixed it, but
Fix
never
it,
comes
and
back
then
to
tells you
explain.
how. Yeah. Fucking goddamn, yeah. It's just aggravating.
Speaking
And
of-
the craziest thing is that like Tekken sales, most of their sales come from overseas. So it
but-
makes no sense why they're treating like being able to play online overseas and like other places as like it's not, it shouldn't be a priority.
Yeah,
No.
that is the weird thing. Is that like, if you're looking at that from a business perspective, you absolutely fucking are like, well, fuck, most of our sales are not from Japan, which makes
Right.
sense, right? So it's like, fuck, why would we not try to fix this?
Why would we not stand by the people who play overseas and try to make the game better for them? Because making the game work for them will also make it continue to work in Japan. So I
It's just
really
a
don't
fuck,
see
bro.
why you wouldn't just go ahead and fucking fix it.
Speaking of games that work internationally,
What's that, Cameron?
I played the fuck out of Strive.
So did I.
That game is good.
It's good, but I do have some like niggling issues.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But ultimately, yeah, it's fun. It's exciting. I love the like their tutorial stuff and teaching you how to play the games. Leagues above so many other games.
Yeah. Also,
Like
it's
just shits all over.
proper story.
Yeah, I still haven't checked out the story. I need to. I just know that's kind of long, so
I haven't
just
checked
haven't
out the
sat down
story
and watched
either,
it.
and I almost probably won't.
just wait for Willie to do a lore video on it one day.
Yeah, one day.
But yeah, it's fun. It's like a
So,
you know, it's what's up?
I was gonna say, what are your issues with it? I want to hear these things.
Well, they kept talking about how we're trying to make it, that they were trying to make it more accessible for like newbie players or beginners or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's really not. It really just kind of feels like they just took some stuff away from characters instead of just making stuff easier to execute or anything. And they like you're matched, the way you're matched up. I like, you know, you're matched with people like at your level or above pretty much always, but that doesn't really translate to newbies will then start to really get better at the game.
Yeah,
you know?
like when it said it's like newbie friendly and whatnot, the only thing I can think of is that there's no need to go from like. So the thing is you can't really go light. There's no what's called Gatling system. So
Well, there is Gatling in this, but not every, like, it's like limited to certain characters. Cause I think
so the only time you get Gatling in this game basically is off of jumping.
yeah,
You get your light into land into stuff.
yeah.
But like for the most part, you can't go. The thing I thought was the most annoying was that you can't go light, medium, or light or punch kick / heavy slash or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You have
And
to stick
sometimes
to-
sometimes I forget that I can't, and in my mind I know I have those moves, so I try to do them, and nothing comes out, and I just get fucking bodied. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I go, oh, duh.
Yeah,
So
it took me a little while to adjust to that, but like,
Yeah.
the combo
That's
system
good.
is interesting. But yeah,
I do need to look up how to extend my combo, because I don't think I've gotten past like a 10er. So
I play Nagoriyuki, so his combos aren't super long anyways. But
they're really they don't, because they don't fucking need to be.
no,
He's got
they don't.
stupid range and crazy damage. So
Like, his damage is okay. His damage
is okay, and then he does his blood rush mode and can drain like 85% of your health in one super.
his blood rush is kind of ridiculous.
It's nuts. It's nuts though.
If you get a counter hit with that super, it's just they're oh man,
It's like a one hit kill, especially on like what's
Chip.
his face, Ninja Boy. Yeah, Chip.
Yeah. Chip
done in one
just
shot.
dies. Chip just dies. But yeah, it's a good time. I'm thoroughly enjoying the game. Currently, I think I'm on floor 7-8, something like that.
Okay.
Not that high, but I also haven't been playing like online that much, so
I'm on floor 4 or 5.
gotcha. Yeah, it's a good time, man.
It's cool. It's super fun. Who are you maining right now?
Nagoriyuki,
Nago.
just
Okay. Just Nago. All right.
Yep.
I'm mostly maining Ramlethal, but I'm kind of also switching
Okay.
between Axel and oh no, I think just Axel. Yeah. Her and Axel.
I'm
Oh no,
thinking
and
about-
Giovanna, but I haven't really used Giovanna that much.
yeah, I'm thinking about playing Milia as well. But Nago feels like Balrog and Soris because you kind of get to hold down back and
Right,
wait
yeah.
and kind of like shimmy and
Big
just-
heavy moves and
yeah. And he has a dash, which is like the main thing is he has a forward moving ability, which is his back quarter roll heavy, but it takes like a whole bar of blood gauge, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh god, it's just gonna fill up if I do this too many times.
Yeah. I think they should probably lower how much the blood gauge probably fills for Nagoriki stuff, because that does get it ends up being like not distracting, but it's like you're really micromanaging at that point where you're
Oh, yeah.
every
Yeah.
little move you do will fill up your blood gauge, and the moves filled up a decent amount. So
Oh yeah. So like the big thing is that I play a very patient Nago most of the time, but if you know how to manage your blood gauge well, because you can decrease the blood gauge filling up while it's still filling up.
yeah,
So anytime you get a hard knockdown and you just do certain moves, it'll start decreasing it. So you can do full strings using like a fuck ton of blood, but as long as you're like spamming abilities afterwards, you're good.
yeah.
It's not necessarily spamming, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, just make sure you get
Make
the
sure
input first.
Yep. Or else you're gonna pop and you're gonna be like,
Right, yeah.
dead. Whoops.
Yeah. Getting real tired of playing against Maze though online. Getting real tired of that shit.
the dolphin.
It's ridiculous. It's so annoying. I find I can never use fucking supers against May because I'm constantly like perfect blocking because I feel like I have to, because they just her shit just fills the screen to the point where I'm like, what is a low? What is a medium? What is anything? Where are these moves hitting? But yeah, she's because I'm fighting a lot of her, Enos, and a couple of Ramlethals, like a decent amount of Ramlethals. So
Yeah. As my friend would say, best girl.
she's great.
She's pretty great. I wouldn't say best, but she's pretty great.
She's up there as far as Guilty Gear goes. She's up there.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. But yeah, I can't believe how good the netcode is. Like,
It's amazing. Yeah,
I've had like maybe 3 bad matches.
I've had no bad matches. I probably had like one match where there was like even a stutter, but otherwise I've had nothing but like perfect matches.
I had like 2 games that were stutter, and then I had one game that was bouncing back and forth between how many frames of rollback it wanted to have. But other than that, for the most part, it's solid, and it's like 1 to 3 frames of rollback almost all the time, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Like having 3 frames of rollback almost still feels like offline.
Yeah, it's basically like it basically feels like couch co-op at that point, or not couch co-op, but like couch versus at that point, like someone sitting right next to you.
Anything 3 and less almost feels like couch co-op. Yeah.
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 So where you at, Derek? Why aren't you playing Strives?
I don't have a job.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
If I had literally any income, besides actually I got paid by Twitch, but if I had literally any income, I absolutely would have bought this game.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't super hyped on it. I've had people in my real life, and now you guys telling me like how amazing it is. I totally want to. I can't in good conscience afford it right now.
Right. Yeah. I feel that.
But looking at the character, well, and the other thing too is I've never really been into Guilty Gear, but like, this is probably fucking casual enough that I can actually get into it.
You seem more of a Blaze Blue guy.
I do, yeah. Like I like flashy shit.
I am a Blaze Blue guy for sure.